The federal election, that was, a big focus on health as well. Former Prime Minister Scott Morrison was hoping to win a fourth consecutive term in office. However, for the first time in 15 years, Labor achieved a majority government, and that's despite a record non-major party vote in crossbench.
That's right, and that's a really interesting result here, because what we saw was the major parties lose ground. So the coalition went back by about 6% when we look at their primary vote. We saw Labor's result go back as well, but what of course transpired was that the coalition lost 18 seats, Labor won 8, and the Greens did relatively better than they had in the past by winning 4 seats. So that was a pretty big story, but I think something else was a really big story, of course, as well, and that was the rise of independents and the rise of the teals in particular. And when we look at those teal independents, they achieved an incredible result, winning seats that the Liberal Party had traditionally held, seats like Mackellar, North Sydney, Goldstein, of course, in Victoria, Kooyong as well. These were true Liberal strongholds, and here appeared these independents. They ran very hard on issues concerning integrity, on issues concerning climate change, and they attracted a lot of support. So it's going to be very interesting to see how in the next year and the coming years, the coalition, and in particular the Liberal Party, responds to the challenge and the threat that now exists for them, not in the form of another political party, but in the form of independence.
Yeah, absolutely. In the Victorian election, November, Dan Andrews securing a historic third term. What do you think was missing in the Liberals' campaign?
Well, the Liberals were hamstrung by organisational problems. There was internal disputes, internal conflicts, and really in Victoria, as has been the case across the country, the Liberals have been unsettled and really struggling to determine how they're going to reconcile the difference between those members of Parliament and those broader members who have more socially conservative views and those who have more socially progressive views. And that became a problem because it spilled out into disputes, and it really hobbled the Liberal Party. It was only in the last few weeks of the campaign that we got a sense that the Liberal Party was really on an election footing. But by that stage, people had already made up their mind, and Labor, as you pointed out, not only had a comfortable victory, but actually increased its number of seats in the Victorian Parliament from 55 to 56, which is an extraordinary result for a government that has been in power for 8 years.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? And we're going to be looking out for much more in 2023, including the New South Wales state election on March 25. But we do have to wrap it up there, unfortunately. But thank you always so much for your time and expertise this year. Have a wonderful 2023, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you.